Yeah. All I need is one mic. Yeah. All I need is one mic.
Hey everybody, welcome back to One Mic, where I watch stuff so you don't have to. And today I'm here to talk about the first two episodes of the new Disney Plus show, Monsters at Work. This is I don't even know, you call it a spinoff? It's like a spinoff, but also like a continuation of the Monsters Incorporated film. I'm a big Pixar fan. I don't know, I don't talk about it too often because this is one of the only shows that I have reviewed or will be reviewing on this channel that is largely for the kids, but I'm a big Pixar fan. My one other one that's on here is for Soul, which is another Pixar film. And I think that's because Pixar does what I think pretty much every creator of children's television or film should be doing, which is they do a great job of putting out a product that is consumable by both children and adults simultaneously. At the end of the day, we're the ones who have to take our kids to these movies. We're the ones who maybe sit with our kids while they watch these things. And, it'd be nice if they could be entertaining to us as well. And Pixar does the best job of anyone of making films that are both entertaining for children, but actually not just entertaining for adults, but can actually provide some real meaning and thought and heart and all those kinds of things that can resonate with adults as well. So I have a soft place in my heart for Pixar. So I didn't plan on reviewing this. I didn't even know that it was about to come out, actually. I saw an ad maybe a few days ago about it, and I'm like, why am I just now hearing about this? And then it was on Disney Plus yesterday, July 7th. And I'm like, with 2 episodes, I'm like, well, all right, well, I'm going to check this out. I have my 2 of my kids sitting with me, and I'm like, let's all check this out. I thought it was so good that I was like, let me get in front of the camera and put it on the channel because this is a really good show. I was surprised. I probably shouldn't have been. Monsters Incorporated is one of my favorite properties within Pixar. It's Toy Story for me at number 1, and then it's Monsters Incorporated at number 2. So as far as like franchises, things that they've made multiple products from, whether that's the movies or in this case, this television show as well, in addition to the 2 movies. But I sat down for this just to kind of like turn it on, have something that my kids can watch and that, maybe I can find some entertainment value in as well. And I thought it was basically like a new movie. I mean, it's obviously significantly shorter. We're only talking 2 episodes that have been released so far. They're about 23-ish minutes a piece, somewhere in that range. So not the full length of a movie, but my point is that it felt similar to the movie in that it brought the same kind of energy, the same kind of heart, the same kind of laughs that you would expect from the Monsters Incorporated franchise. And what's cool about this is when you want to make this TV show, maybe you can't make something where you can get John Goodman and Billy Crystal to commit to 10 episodes worth of content. So you say, okay, we want to continue this universe, but we need to we need to create some new characters to put in there. And we need those characters to have the same, to resonate the same with audiences as Mike and Sully did in the originals. And I think they did a great job of that. They introduced a set of about 5 or so characters. I'm going to give you guys the premise, I guess, for the show to kind of help explain these new characters. But the main character is named Tyler Tuskman, I believe. Yes, Tyler Tuskman. He's voiced by Ben Feldman, who I don't know from a lot of things, but I know him from as Michael Ginsburg on Mad Men. So I don't know where else you guys might know him from, but that's the only thing that I recognize him from. He's done a lot of stuff, just stuff that I haven't really seen or that I don't remember him from. But Tyler, this essentially starts, I believe, right after the end of Monsters Incorporated. So Tyler is at Monster University. He's apparently broken some record of Sully's, and he wants to go work at Monsters Incorporated on the scare floor. He gets an offer letter from Monsters Incorporated signed by what's the name? Waternoose. And it's offering him a job as a scare. He shows up at Monsters Incorporated, and apparently this is right after the end of the movie. And everyone's kind of like, okay, how do we now change from scaring to laughing? And, the scare floor is no longer the scare floor. They're no longer called scarers. They're called jokesters. It's the laugh floor now. They're talking about changing the slogan that's across the front of the building that says "We scare because we care." So they're in the midst of like this total change in brand, right? And Tyler comes up like, "Hey, I'm here for my scarer career," and Celia is now no longer the receptionist. She's been promoted because Mike and Sully are now in charge. Sully replaces Waternoose as the, I guess, chairman or CEO, and Mike is I don't know, whatever's right beneath that. And he immediately promotes Celia to like floor supervisor or something like that. And the reason I'm telling you all this, it might sound like spoilers, but this happens within like the first 5 to 10 minutes. But the reason I'm telling you this is to set up what the premise for the show is. So once they change over to, you know, the whole laugh thing, Tyler's at a loss. You know, he comes in, he's expected to be a scare. They're like, we don't do that anymore. You don't have any background in comedy. So what ends up happening ultimately is that he gets sent down to work for MIFT, which is the Monsters Incorporated facilities team. And that team is that is the new cast of characters for the show. I don't know all of them yet. I think there's about 5 or so. Val Little is, I think, the main one that's not Tyler. I think she will probably be Tyler's. I think Tyler is going to be the Sully of this show, and Val is going to be his Mike. I'm not saying that he's going to be Sully and she's going to be Mike, but I mean, like, in the context of this is like the main character, and then this is like his sidekick. She's voiced by Mindy Kaling. She's already my favorite character on the show. Really funny. The boss of the MIFT squad is named Fritz. He's voiced by Henry Winkler, who let me talk to you for a quick second about Henry Winkler. He's got some sort of career resurgence as of late. Because you think about, you know, Henry Winkler will forever and always be known as the Fonz. But, you know, he's doing really well with his role on HBO's Barry. And now he's got what is already a pretty entertaining role on this show. And I'm kind of like interested in what Henry Winkler's doing right now. It seems like every time he comes out with something. But every time something comes out that he is in, he's good in it, and it's usually a good product. So really happy about that. So that's basically the concept. We're seeing Tyler kind of like join this MIFT team, and he intends on working his way up to the, I was about to call it the scare floor, the laugh floor from facilities, which is like in the basement. And I like the fact that it kind of, it draws a comparison between watching Tyler try to come up and make it to the laugh floor from MIFT to Mike and Sully trying to make it to the scare floor from the mailroom. So I like that dynamic. And Sully even mentions that at one point in the show as well. And the show does still have, Sully's still in it, still voiced by John Goodman. Mike's still in it, still voiced by Billy Crystal. Celia's still voiced by Jennifer Tilly. I knew I'd get it. She's still voiced by Jennifer Tilly. So, and Roz, one of my favorite characters in the Monsters franchise is Roz. Roz, if you remember at the end of Monsters Incorporated, was kind of like revealed to be behind the whole setup and catching of Waternoose. Like she was, I can't remember who she worked for, but whatever it was, she was like undercover working at Monsters Incorporated. So at the start of this, she walks away like, this isn't my job anymore, so I'm going to bring in somebody else to replace me. I'm going to bring in my sister. She says it was like, she's not as bubbly as I am, which I thought was a funny line. And then they bring in the sister. The sister's name is Rose. And I watch things with the captions on, so it's still spelled like Roz, R-O-Z, but just with an E at the end. Rose, and it has the exact same, looks exactly the same, has the exact same voice as Roz. So I really like having Roz around, and I like that voice. So I think this show is gonna be one that I'm probably gonna stick with on my own, regardless of whether or not my kids watch it. It's not one I'm gonna cover every week, just because like what am I gonna get in front of you and do, like break down a child's animated show about monsters at work? Like I'm not gonna do that, but I did want to get in front of you guys and just say, like, look, I've watched the first 2 episodes. I already think it's really good. So I'm going to keep watching it. I think this is, again, the Monsters franchise is something that's always going to be, I think, something that kids will enjoy. But I can say with confidence that if this is something that, you want to sit your kids in front of the TV and watch, and you plan on watching it with them, you won't be sitting there just like, let me be on my phone and like while they watch this stuff. Like, it's pretty fun for adults too. So 2 pretty big thumbs up on Monsters at Work, and I'm excited to see the rest of the season. Like I find these characters to be really entertaining, really fun. The show's still really funny, really good. So I'll see you guys next time. I don't really have much more to add. I don't want to start rambling. So check this one out. 2 thumbs up from one Mike for Monsters at Work on Disney+. Peace.